Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got the news for the SEC versus Ripple case and some dates you need to know about and so much more. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, $2.47 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is off by 0.8%, 63,500 plus, 3,000 plus for Ethereum, and 111 billion plus market cap for USD Tether. XRP is 53 cents. It's up 1.2 in the 24-hour. It's up 9% on the 7-day. Let's look at the range of price very quickly at 54 cents. Good morning, XRP, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we love it. And it peaked at 57 cents sometimes earlier this morning or overnight. So watch out, ladies and gentlemen. Head on a swivel here. I do want to remind you guys, in our last video, we talked about the central bank adoption, BRICS, and the hoarding of gold that we've seen specifically with China and Russia and many other central banks out here. This is why I tell you about Miles Franklin, who was incredible on stage, who has just partnered with GlintPay. GlintPay announced on stage that they're talking with 25 states about them adopting GlintPay as legal tender. Yeah, if you want gold because you can see what's coming like I do, not financial advice, Miles Franklin's the place to get it. Info at milesfranklin.com, and in the subject box, put DIG Gold, D-I-G Gold. That's all you got to put and get the best prices around, no doubt about it. Tell Andy I say, come on in. Absolutely right. And shout out to Vet for this. Really, I see a coming together here, and it's going to be remarkable. I can already feel this coming. And it is a need and a gap that needs to be filled. And it's been inspired by something I saw from Blockchain Backer. Shout out to him. I was very serious when I said I had one of the best conversations at XRP Las Vegas with him. And, you know, I was running around crazy like a chicken with my head cut off. They'll tell you, he'll tell you, anybody there will tell you, right? There's a lot of working parts going on at the same time with that big of a function. But, you know, it was important to talk to him because I know he's level-headed. I know he understands a lot of the different sides of the community and how he was breaking down the observations of what he saw. And we're going to come together very soon and do something together to talk about this issue and some other fun things too. But nevertheless, Vet here, shout out to Vet, who does so much for this community, keep us all informed on anything about the XRP ledger, says, I hope to see lots of walls in our community with each XRP meetup that goes by. Can't tell how much respect I have for the work that the people behind Wave of Innovation, XRP Las Vegas, have done. You guys did a fantastic job. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for what you do, Vet. Let's have some XRP Ledger hackathons at the next XRP Las Vegas and Wave of Innovation meetups. Get all builders and projects there, as many as possible. Division is keeping us away from success, and being among like-minded folks, no matter which direction they come from, is the best thing ever, right? The answer is yes. Vet is spot on. And I want to add here, yes, thank you. Great idea. And to your point, I offered the opportunity to do exactly that, a hackathon at this year's conference. And you know what? I actually reached out to developers and they didn't show up. They stayed home and they complained about needing money. And I say, let's fix it. Time is ticking and we need to get past whatever roadblocks people have and work together going forward. We don't have to have the same reasons to fight for the same cause. That's the truth. We don't have to think alike in order to fight together. And he said, I'll certainly be at those events next time. Well, I certainly can't wait to meet you in person. You're remarkable. And he says here, he goes on to say, the amount of builders rejecting people and support in the community because they believe they are dreamers would be very surprised. We are our own worst enemy, so let's address the enemy, us. Change is needed and coming within the ecosystem. This is absolutely spot on. I'm telling you, it's the truth. I reached out to developers and they passed, but they need funding. So we got to get past this. But do you need me to think how you think in order to get that funding? No, that's not the way we're working. Look, if people come from all walks of life, we should celebrate and embrace that. Again, we don't have to have the same reasons in order to fight for the same cause. I can bring the people. I can bring the people who are interested in investing in new ideas. You have to bring the things that are developed beyond just an idea in order to draw an opportunity to have that investment. We can do it, and we should be working on it the way that the Americans were working on going into factories and building things during World War II, because it's that critical of a time. This market infrastructure, no matter how you see it, underdeveloped or developed, or how you see it, I believe is the infrastructure that will be supporting the financial system in large part for the next 150 to 250 years or more. And we can't get there unless we get all of these next Googles, next Amazons, next Ubers, all built and working on the XRP ledger. And the best way to do that is to come together with our resources and elevate one another. Vet, I want to shout out to you for your honesty, your candor. It is so needed at this time. And I'm telling you, anybody who doesn't get on this page needs to be cut out. That is exactly what needs to happen, because it is time to drop the bullshit and get this stuff done. And I am going to put all of my resources towards getting that done. SEC Wells notice to Robinhood Crypto continued trends of probes in the digital asset industry. This is why now is so important to be doing these things, because we know that there is a huge attack happening from the regulatory agency, the SEC, coming down and raining upon crypto. Now is the time to get focused and develop while the crypto industry is being sorted out. Now is the time to work on your ideas, because once it's sorted out, it'll be go time, not develop time. It'll be application, apply, practicality, get it into market time. We want to get building now so it will be ready for the market that has a clear regulatory framework. Tom Emmer goes on to say here, as the SEC Wells notice was issued to Robinhood Crypto continues the trend to probe in the digital asset industry. Tom Emmer says, as the majority whip here, these Wells notices seem to be Gary Gensler's desperate last-ditch attempts to intimidate and antagonize digital asset investors. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And we need you to do the job at Capitol Hill and get the legislation written instead of letting SEC challenge all these different technologies to establish legal precedent. You could do it in a day and establish a safe harbor and allow a flourishing bed of innovation to take place while you continue to work on crypto projects. Listen to this here as we hear Squawk Box talk to none other than Gary Gensler.
Lying in court, new evidence shows that Chair Gary Gensler himself misled Congress. The testimony to the Financial Services Committee last April, Chair Gensler refused to answer questions about the SEC's classification of Ether, and new court filings show this was an intentional attempt to misrepresent the Commission's position.
We speak to Congress directly in hearings like that, and also directly to members, and we share with them accurately what we're doing, so that the viewers can also understand we don't speak about whether we have an investigation or whether we don't have an investigation, and we don't speak about whether somebody is, in our opinion, not following the law unless we actually bring a case. So we stay quiet on many questions that you might ask at this live interview or even
but ultimately should investors,
congressional hearing.
There's a lot of folks who bought Ethereum expecting that one day there will be potentially an ETF, and that it will be considered a genuine security that's tradable on these exchanges. Will that happen?
Again, that's something in front of our commission right now. We're a 5-member commission, and those filings will take up at the appropriate time.
Is that something from a timing perspective, though? This is an election year. This administration may be the administration come next year. It may not be the administration. How does that impact the work you're doing?
I'm just focused on how we can do the most for 330 million Americans, what we can do to drive efficiency, resiliency, competition in the equity markets, the treasury markets, the fixed income markets, and yes, also addressing some of the activity in the crypto markets where actors are not uniformly following the law. They just, there's a lot of people have lost their hard-earned funds in the field that you seem to be so fascinated
Okay,
by.
I'm going to go to...
Well, I can tell you, we lost a lot when you brought the case against Ripple and XRP, knowing full well there wasn't one illegal activity that took place. You piece of garbage, right? So, you know, it's like this guy, don't get me started. We don't have the kind of time. We got other stuff to look at. SEC final reply in Remedies phase. I almost got my needle stuck. I can't do it. I can't do it. Let's look at it right here. The SEC's final reply in the Remedies phase of the lawsuit has been filed along with supporting exhibits, although these documents are currently under seal and inaccessible to the public. However, anticipation is building as public redacted versions of these filings are set to be released Wednesday, May 8th. That's tomorrow. We're going to get the redacted versions. That other, what has been filed is obviously the parties meet and confer to identify redactions sought by each side and third parties, if any, to the reply brief and exhibits. Tomorrow, they will release the redacted versions of the reply brief and supporting exhibits not designated by either party or any third parties as confidential or highly confidential under the protective order, making only those provisional redactions requests by the parties and any third parties during the meet and confer. May 13th, the next date, the parties and any third parties file omnibus letter motions to seal all materials relating to the Remedies related briefing, including briefs, declarations, and supporting exhibits. Parties and any third parties also file proposed redactions to such materials. And then May 20th, parties and any third parties file letter briefs in opposition to omnibus letters motion to seal. Under the joint proposal, the parties would further be required to file public redacted versions of all documents within 14 days of the court's ruling on the omnibus sealing motions. There you have it right there. So that's where we are, ladies and gentlemen, and shout out to James Spilin. Jim, we always appreciate everything that you do to keep all of us in tune with what's happening. Look, that's going to do it for me. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. I hope you will choose to support the channel at digperspectives.com. Click the Freedom Zone and come on in for next to nothing. We're going to be putting some great content in there. We're going to have a separate video today that you need to see of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and his thoughts. And I tell you, every time I get to hear this guy talk, it is just super remarkable. And you will appreciate everything that he is talking about in here. No question about it. So join us in the Freedom Zone. Not financial advice of me or anyone else. I'll catch all of you on the next one.